Hi everybody, this is Bob from Buckeye Sports Center. Today I'm really excited to take a look at the Lund 1650 Angler Sport for 2023. This is a real popular model in the Lund lineup. It really is kind of the first price point of Lund that kind of has all the true DNA, that you're going to see with Lund. But a lot of that features that you're going to find in the higher end boats, but just in a smaller, more economical package. The price point on this boat is awesome. Get something with a legitimate windshield that still has enough space to use the boat. We'll see that when we get inside. It's pretty cool. But the first thing I'm going to talk about, and it's real important, especially as we get into these smaller boats, is how important that Lund IPS hull is. Obviously as you get bigger and wider and deeper and heavier, the boats are going to be more stable, they're going to ride better, but getting a boat that rides really well in this configuration, in this smaller size, is definitely trickier, but Lund is able to do it. So IPS hull, you're going to see that on pretty much every video I talk about, where the front end of the boat is going to be very deep. The entry point where you're hitting the waves, you're crashing down the waves. We want that to be a nice smooth entry point rather than a slap. So this boat's going to have that deep V in the front. As we move to the middle of the boat, this is also the widest point of the boat to maximize cockpit space, but we kind of go to a more mellow semi-V. And then toward the transom of the boat is more of a flat bottom, or just a hair, semi-small V, so it creates that real wide platform. We see the width of the boat on the bottom is almost as wide as the top. We have a reverse chine on that side, so it's very stable platform, and a semi-V in the back. So all that together, that makes this boat run real well with the Mercury 60 horsepower engine. It makes it get up on plane quick. We don't see a lot of bow rise and stuff like that like we see on a lot of other boats this size with a lower horsepower engine. So overall, just a great package. Okay, so we move inside the 1650 Angler Sport. For a 16.5-foot boat, just a ton of space here in the cockpit. They do a great job of utilizing space. We talked about how the widest point of the boat's actually in the middle, and that really opens up this cockpit size. A lot of times when you get into windshields boats, or boats this narrow, it's really awkward, or kind of have to go sideways to get through, but this one's got plenty of space for me to easily go through and access the bow. Plenty of space there. Good tall windshield, pretty much the exact concept windshield that you're going to see on the higher end Lund models. So really good space utilization with that. We do lose a little bit of space. Obviously there is a side console version that there's also, we're going to do a video on as well, but this kind of gives you that first price point in a windshield boat. For something that if you want to, take it to Lake Erie on a calm day, you want something that's going to hold up, you want something that you feel comfortable in, but you're not going to be able to spend $60,000, $70,000, $80,000. I mean, this boat sells, very well below those price points. So it's definitely a great way to get into your first new boat, or maybe if you're downsizing, but you still want a quality product, this is a good way to go. We're going to talk about in the transom area here. One unique thing about this boat, part of the reason why we're able to get that space, is we don't have a big fuel tank here. So this boat comes standard with a portable 6-gallon tank that actually sits back here, and there's actually an optional extra 6-gallon tank, and you can easily fill this from the road or from this port side area. It's pretty easy to get the fill in if you wanted to fill it while it's in the boat. There's plenty of venting here so that there's no fuel buildup or anything like that. Obviously we've got these new EPA regulated fuel tanks as well, but there's also space for an optional second 6-gallon tank, so you can actually run up to 12.5 gallons in this boat. And then you can see the starting battery right there in the middle, splitting the difference right in between the two. So we want to always put the fuel initially in the port side, because it's going to offset some of the driver weight. And then obviously if you get more people or whatever and you want more, but ultimately you could probably go out there, unless you're running real hard with a 60 horsepower motor, chances are the 6-gallon will probably be good for the day. If you're gonna want multiple days, or you want a little bit more peace of mind, you can get a second 6-gallon tank, and that will run you all weekend, no problem. So a little bit of flexibility in how you want to set this boat up, but overall nice cockpit size, nice accessible rear deck if you did want to fish it, but at the same time we've got easily spot to fish over the side, access the water, that type of stuff. Okay, so we move into the bow area, the 1650 Angler Sport. So again, this is one of those things where they really think out loud, and they really makes a lot of sense. So this particular boat's going to have the live well in the bow area. you know, so that's going to offset some of the weight rather than having that water weight and additional weight in the transom of the boat. Because this is a smaller boat, we're going to offset that with some weight in the bow. Also, for your trolling motor battery, that's going to be mounted on the port side, so offsetting again a little bit of driver weight, so you kind of have an evenly balanced boat. You know, because that can be an issue on these smaller boats, but you know, between Lund having that IPS hull, that wide center, that wide bottom, you know, unless you had a lot of weight on one side or the other, you're going to feel comfortable fishing this boat, you know, even if there is a little bit of offset weight in the boat. So 2 big storage compartments in the bow, pre-wired for your bow trolling motor. Really easily accessible, fishable bow area. You know, there's 2 differences for 2023. So if you're looking potentially at a 2022 version of this, the boat's pretty much exactly the same, except for the flip-up cleats have been upgraded for 2023, and the badging on the side of the boat near the brand name where it's the 75th anniversary. Other than that, these 2 boats are identical from 2022 to 2023. So thanks for checking out the 1650 Angler Sport with us at Buckeye Sports Center. We really appreciate it. For more information, to view our inventory, to view more videos, visit BuckeyeSportsCenter.com. Check out our YouTube page. We've got over hundreds of videos with Lunds. I believe that we do have potentially an on-water video of this boat. Can't remember if we do or not, but definitely check that out if it's there. Again, thanks again, and thanks for watching.